Everyone, I'm going solo today, so please excuse any confusion, or I might have to go from the front of the camera to the back of the camera for a little bit. Joe will be here. You'll get the professional production quality that you're used to. It's just that, in case you didn't know, Joe is actually a college professor. Yes, and there's college going on. Who'd have known? You wouldn't know by watching this show, that's for sure. But I'm going to be in on the Facebook right away. Lord willing, everything's going very well. So we're going to check this out and see what's going on the feed as we speak. So looks like we're on. Okay, we're doing good. Got to check for the audio here. It says live, so hopefully everything will be good. Matt, you are on, Matt. Good to see you. Is my audio good? Can you hear me, Matt? Let's see if I can get some feedback here. Anything? Not getting any comments yet. Maybe that's because it's not showing up yet. Okay, Matt, you listening? I hope you can hear audio. Matt says, yes, awesome. We are good to go, ladies and gents. We don't have everything the way it should be, perhaps. And I'm seeing a little bit of, white video is light. Okay, so I'm going to check. Thank you. I'm going to check right now, see if I can adjust that just a second. Let me go. Let's see here. Tone. You know what? This is way too high speed for me to be messing with, because I'll tell you what, I would probably make it worse, right? I would probably make it worse. But Joe, Lord willing, will be here pretty soon, and we'll be right on the button. That being said, and Matt, I know you have a day job, but if any of you have spare time and you would like to become an unpaid intern here at the Bitcoin Otter Show, please, that would be great. Now, if you know me, you know that I have children, but if you have children of your own, you also know that at teenager time, they don't really want to have a lot to do with dad as much as they used to when they were little. It was, oh, wait a minute. We're on a fast forward there. Wow. Okay. We're back. We're back to, it's a little light. It's a little fuzzy. And we're getting, let's see, it's fast forwarding for whatever reason and going too quick. Now, I don't know if that's on my end, on my iPad, or that's the way it is, but let's see. Let me go back in. Let me get out of here and go back in. Hopefully, I didn't mess anything up, which is always possible, right? So let's see. Now, for you guys, is it going fast forward? Pretty fuzzy. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry that I'm fuzzy today. But Nicole, good to see you. Jacob, I'm gonna think that's you. You have your name is codified, and that's not a bad reason, or not a bad thing to do on Facebook. Now, I know Joe's on the way, so hello, Nicole. I know he's going to be here sooner or later. So consider it a blessing, I guess, that you're really not able to see the details of me. I woke up, a little while ago. So as you know, some of us, do work nights. So good. I'm glad, Jacob, you could also catch it live. It's more fun that way when you guys are contributing and we're going back and forth about ideas that affect us all, right? I mean, that's just the way it is, and that's why I do this show, because the things I talk about in one way or another affect us all. So going on that, we're going to start with our economic barometer, if you will. So gold today, pre-show, 2001. Junior Fernie, good to see you. Jaime, good to see you. So gold is 2,192. Again, Silver, $24.96. Not a lot of movement there. I've explained this before. It's manipulated, and that'll resurge, or how would you say? We're going to get into that later on because I have some stuff about Bitcoin being also, well, they're going to try, right? They're going to try to manipulate it. Bitcoin, 65,000. Ladies and gents, it was up to 70. It went an all-time high, right? So 70-something, 73, pretty much, somewhere around there. And now it's down to 65. Now, for some of us, me, and I don't give financial advice, got no tie, right? I'm not a financial advisor. Me, this is a buy signal. It was at 63 2 days ago. Another tip that a friend of mine, Jared, everybody knows Jared. Well, many of us know Jared. He told me about the 3 o'clock hour. Now, there are other things that some of you who know a little bit about bad religion will know about 3 o'clock. But also, for whatever reason, around the 3-ish area a.m., if you're awake at that time, Bitcoin seems to take a dip if you're interested in buying at a discount. I don't know. I've seen it. It has, come to pass. It just seems to go down a little bit at that hour. I guess most people here in the States are sleeping in Western Hemisphere. And less traffic, less transaction fees even, I believe, because it's easier to get through the blockchain. So, yeah, in case you're wondering that. Liana, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is well with you. God bless you and yours. So we gone over Bitcoin, gold, and silver. The average mortgage rate. Lord willing, you won't have to and be forced to buy a house anytime soon. But that's the bad news. Good news, it's coming down a little bit. It's below 7. So the average national 30-year mortgage rate is 6.87. Okay, not good, but, it's better than it was for weeks, right? The 15-year rate, if you got good credit, the national average is 6.43% for a 15-year note. You know how I feel, everybody. I hope you know how I feel about mortgages. The combination of that compound word, mortgage, it's basically a contract with death, and that's what the banks will do to you. So, getting into some quick crypto news here. From Bitcoin.com, we have meme coin presale trend goes wild on Solana. Almost 150 million raised. Now, why do I start out the show with a meme coin trend? Because the first thing that people hear about when they get into crypto, besides Bitcoin, is meme coin. Dogecoin, Pepe's big now, Bonk, okay? These meme coins are pure, unadulterated gambling, okay? There's no, to my knowledge, and if you have any more knowledge, please throw it up there. I'm listening. I'm ready to learn. But to my knowledge, it's like going into a casino and saying, going to a roulette wheel and saying, all my money on black or all my money on red. That's what I believe it is to be. But I could be wrong. So you got more information? Throw it at me. I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing to pass that learning on to the rest of us. So that being said, what I'm trying to tell you right now is that there are dangers in the pre-sales, because everybody knows if you get in on the ground floor of any business and it succeeds, those are two things. The ground floor and it succeeds, you are going to make a lot of money, okay? But getting in on the ground floor of a scam is not such a good idea, is it? No, it isn't. Joe's here. Hey, Joe, poke your head in the camera and say hi. Joe's going to fix the white and fuzzies for us. So we got most of the stuff, Joe. It's just that I'm looking white and fuzzy today. So I don't know, maybe he turned the lights off. That'll help. So there's some other things. The pro is at the camera, gents, ladies and gents. Louie, how you doing, Louie? Okay, wow, we're looking better already. Thanks, Joe. So now that you can see me better, hopefully I'll convey this information a little better. So these meme coins, the pre-sale of them means you get in early and you get it cheap. You are a co-investor of the coin. That's great. However, I'm going to show you why you may or may not want to do this kind of thing. So the meme coin pre-sale trend, and this is from Bitcoin.com. in where users on X, formerly known as Twitter, invite other users to send them funds for a pre-sale process before launching the token has become popular in the Solana community. Okay. Blockchain sleuth Zach XBT has found that these initiatives have been successful, raising almost $150 million in SOL. Okay. I'll get to you 1 second, Matt. Let me finish this real quick. The fear by Dark Farms, a mean artist. Won't get into that too far. This has incentivized the theft of funds allocated for these pre-sales as scammers and impersonators open similar processes, I don't know, for personal benefit. Zach XBT called out several X users who did not fulfill their promises of launching their advertised tokens and instead stole thousands of dollars from trusting users. Be careful what you invest in, please. And again, I'm not an investment advisor in any way, but these meme coins, if they're already established and you're on an exchange or you're working, you know how to do it, great, fine. You know what you're risking. You know you're risking your money. But when you're in that initial phase, you're fully trusting one person. So it's not decentralized in any way. It's centralized in one person or a group of people that are telling you, promising you that they're going to invest your money in their project when they could just skip town. Bing! And go. So, Raul, good to see you. And Omar, good to see you watching. Matt says, a friend I once bet on roulette. A friend and I bet on roulette. It came up green. Nothing's a shot. You better believe it. That is awesome. Well, it's not awesome. Wasn't awesome. It came up green. Wow. And now that house was probably on that. Omar says hello from Monterrey. Awesome. Glad to see you are traveling abroad, Omar. Glad to see that. So, Glassnode unveils shift in Bitcoin trading strategies. Now, it sounds like a bunch of jargon, and maybe it is. But let me explain this Glassnode report, okay? You see, ahead of halving, okay, which is coming very soon, ladies and gents, and let me recap, okay? We've had some basic questions lately that I would like to address on Bitcoin. So, one of those basic questions is, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a decentralized ledger of account, meaning it's not in anyone's control. It's not in any one person's hands. It's all over the world. Any computer that mines Bitcoin, of which there are probably billions, has the entire, if it's a full node, has the entire blockchain from the very first Bitcoin ever created to today. Okay, so it's completely decentralized. Now, the Bitcoin halving is the program of the Bitcoin when it was initiated meant that it was deflationary. So the minting of Bitcoin, which happens during the mining process, the minting of Bitcoin, the amount of Bitcoin that is minted is halved every 4 years. What does that do? It takes the supply and halves it. What does having the supply of any commodity do? Well, it raises its value. And that's the idea. Every 4 years, it becomes halved. It becomes halved. So basically, the deal is there have been cycles around this halving in which the Bitcoin has risen. Yes, it goes down, but the lows are higher than previous lows, and the highs are higher than previous highs. That's just past performance, which does not guarantee future results. We all know this if we've done any investing, right? So all that to say that in Bitcoin.com, this is the article from Glassnode. In the countdown to Bitcoin's much anticipated halving, the crypto community is abuzz with speculation and strategic recalibration, they say. Glassnode, an on-chain analytics company, has dissected the impending halving, juxtaposing it against the burgeoning influence, a lot of big words here, of exchange-traded funds, ETFs, on Bitcoin's liquidity and price dynamics. What does this all mean? They think it's going to be different. This time around, they think something's going to be different. Why do they think it's going to be different? Because of the ETFs that the regular finance guys, the usual suspects, if you will, the bankers, the banksters, the Western central bankers have initiated these ETFs. So historically, halvings have been viewed through a bullish lens, primarily due to their design to slash the rate of new Bitcoin generation by half, thereby instituting a form of digital scarcity. This is why, again, I just mentioned, the value of the Bitcoin goes up as the halvings occur every 4 years. Now, in this article, Bitcoin.com, who knows who owns Bitcoin.com? Who knows who they're influenced by? But what they're saying is that the research by Glassnode indicates a departure from the pattern, that pattern being a rise in the value of Bitcoin. Why? Why? What's different this time? Here we go. ETFs are now playing a pivotal role in shaping Bitcoin's supply and demand equation. Ladies and gentlemen, I really enjoy it. I love and enjoy translating journalism for you, my friends. This, reeks of standard average journalism. What does that mean to you and me? It means that they're lying. Yeah, they're lying. Why are they lying? Well, ETFs are designed, to keep people out of crypto and into the current fiat currency of the day, which is the Federal Reserve note, the privately owned Federal Reserve. So an ETF allows you to use the currency that the banksters own, the Federal Reserve. They own this currency, right? It's theirs. Pay unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. And right now they are Caesar. So what we're talking about now is this research says that the ETFs are going to recalibrate the Bitcoin. It's trending, the effect of the halving, and what they really want to do is exert control over the Bitcoin. And they will not. They will fail. Because, again, the Bitcoin is decentralized. The reason why they're able to control the price of gold and silver is because the strike price is controlled by the COMEX, the Commodities Market Exchange here in the U.S. They dictate the price of gold. They dictate that it's stuck and tethered to, connected to dollars, and they do the same with silver. They desperately want to do this with Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, but they won't. They can't. So while many flock, to the Bitcoin in their various ETFs, even in 401k or your TSP, you can also use mutual funds to follow the Bitcoin. Yes, you can do this. Send me an email, bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com, and I can help you. But I'm not a financial advisor. I will not tell you what to invest in. All I'm saying is it's possible. So when you read things about how things are going to be different with Bitcoin for whatever reason, or things are going to change, and why? Oh, it's because of ETFs. It's because of the dollar is doing this. It's because gold is doing that. It's because trash, rubbish, as my accountant, the English Brit Ellen Meeson would say. Rubbish. So, also in crypto news, Coinbase derivatives plans cash-settled futures for Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. So more ETFs are popping up. Again, they want ETFs because ETFs will keep you, not me, because I'm in the real thing. They will attempt to keep you out of. John, good to see you. John F. goes on. Sue, I'm blurry. I'm blurry again. We'll see. Joe's in the house. Felix, good to see you, Joe. Joe's helping us. Brian is watching. Awesome. Mikey Valdez is on. Good to see everybody here. Questions, comments, throw them out there. Talking about crypto now. Coinbase derivatives. They want to do another ETF, more ETFs. And these are going to be on these meme coin. Well, a meme coin, Dogecoin. Litecoin, very popular, as is Bitcoin Cash. So Coinbase, a prominent crypto exchange, is gearing up to launch futures trading for some notable cryptocurrencies, including the popular meme coins, Dogecoin. They're trying to lump in Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash with meme coins. They are not meme coins, ladies and gents. They might be considered altcoins, alternative coins to Bitcoin, but they are not meme coins. Dogecoin is. In letters addressed to Community Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, a bunch of criminals. Secretary Christopher Kirkpatrick on March 7, Coinbase Derivatives intended to launch cash-settled futures contracts for Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash, potentially starting on April 1. These contracts, if approved, would allow traders to speculate on the future price movements of these cryptocurrencies without directly owning them. What does that mean? Just went over this, ladies and gents. It means that they own your money. So you take your US dollars, Federal Reserve notes that the Federal Reserve owns, and you entrust it with them, and they tell you that you are in their index. You are not in Bitcoin, and in this case, you won't be in Dogecoin, you won't be in Litecoin, and you will not be in Bitcoin Cash. You will be in US dollars. So if the US dollar craps out, you can follow. Now, Alex Cantu, and I'm going to make this message right now, everybody. My good friend Alex Cantu has a great Facebook page. Crazy, Krazzy Travels. Okay? Now, Alex Cantu is a rather exclusive. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to pay an arm and a leg. In fact, you won't pay anything for his travel services. This guy's gone all around the world. He's done it on a median budget. I know where he works, so I know he's not rich. So I know he does it on a median budget. I know he does it on a shoestring budget. And if you would like, he can, if you want to break the bank and you want to go on a trip, wow, he's got the best ones, the balcony and the whatever, the penthouse in your cruise ship, whatever. He's done so many of these trips. He knows how to get the discounts. He knows where to go. He knows the tourist traps. He knows all that stuff. But the best part of it is you don't have to take it from me because he's coming on the show next week. Crazy Travels, Alex Cantu is coming on the show next week. Get your travel questions ready. Please send them to me on Facebook or bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. Please send me all this stuff. Because the best thing about Crazy Travels is he's not trying to sell you anything. He's trying to set you up with the best vacation you can have. And if you just so happen to wear a green uniform for a living, he's not going to charge you at all. If you're part of the family of a guy who wears a green uniform for a living, he won't charge you at all. I love the guy. You're going to love him too. He's coming on next week. Crazy Travels, says Alex. Dave Chavez is on. Awesome. Willie Guerrero, how you doing, my friend? I am well. Mike and Ivan Quintanilla, they're watching. Santos is on. Thank you for watching, everybody. Willie, thanks. So, this is what it is with crypto news. This is from X. Swan on X says, El Salvador. Listen to this, guys, and everybody knows what a fan I am of the president of El Salvador, Mr. Bukele. Sue says, hook us up for a family vacay. Yes, ma'am. Watch next week and come on again for Crazy Travels coming on next week. Have your questions ready. He's going to be ready to rock and roll. He's going to answer your questions and sites, locations, prices, hotels, whatever you want to know. This guy's been doing it for a long time. Okay. So President Nayib Bukele of El Salvador, one of my favorite presidents, you know what my favorite is, but one of my favorite presidents in the world. Okay. President Bukele has transferred, or the government of El Salvador has transferred over 5,689 Bitcoin, over $400 million currently as this was written, to a cold wallet that will be secured in a physical vault within the country's national territory. Ladies and gentlemen, what does this mean? You're like, or whatever. El Salvador has some Bitcoin. What does it mean? I'll tell you exactly what it means. El Salvador has its own bank. El Salvador is its own bank. If you're missing some of this, let me explain to you. Year and a half, maybe two, El Salvador began to use its own natural resources. In this case, dormant volcanoes give off gases, and that's a resource. How? Those gases can turn turbines. Those turbines can create electricity. That electricity can be put into Bitcoin miners. Cha-ching. Now you're mining Bitcoin on a national level. Yes. What did they do? They paid off their debt, which is what we would all love to do, which is impossible for the United States. Why? We go back to the usual suspects, the banksters, the international criminal cartel. They own the corporation that is the United States. And if you don't think it's a corporation, ask that TV general Milley, because he spilled the beans the other day. You want to know more about that? You want to get into it? You want to get into the rabbit hole? bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. As you well know, there are things I cannot say. There are truths I cannot expose on Facebook or YouTube. We know this. So, bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. I will hook you up with the details. So, what El Salvador has done is they have extricated themselves from slavery, literal serfdom, okay, due to the Western central bankers and their stranglehold on the Western Hemisphere and their attempted inroads via places like Ukraine into the Eastern Hemisphere, okay? Yes, they did overthrow Ukraine. Yes, the usual suspects overthrew Ukraine in 2014. Always, ladies and gents, just going to throw this out there as a sidebar. Always realize the disconnect of someone who has a Ukrainian flag in their profile on any social media. Know the disconnect and know why they are very disconnected from reality. Willie says, what day is Crazy Travel's coming on the show? Next Thursday. It'll be Thursday the 28th. Thursday the 28th of March. Crazy Travels, Alex Cantu, is coming on the Bitcoin Otter Show to tell us all about how we can get discount travels, how we can get the best deals, where we can get the best deals, where not to go. And again, I'm generalizing. If you would like specific info, he's on Facebook, Crazy Travels with a K, Krazzy, Crazy Travels. And hit me up, bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com and or Facebook on my Bitcoin Otter Facebook channel or Christopher Ott Facebook channel. Specific questions are welcome, okay? Like right now, he's got one he's working on right now about pet-friendly travel. Yeah, so you got pets? He's mapping it out as we speak. So by next Thursday, 1 week from today, he's going to have some information for you on, pet-friendly travel. So that's just the way he works. He's just a general good person, completely opposite of a central banker. Yes. So this also from X, from Live PD Dave on X, Live PD Dave 1. Now, you may have known, you may have followed, or may not have followed New York fire department issues. Probably not, but you may have heard about this. So the New York City Fire Department, Fire Department in New York, brass, has retracted its unconstitutional directive aimed at disciplining firefighters. Why would they discipline firefighters? What the heck? What did they do? Well, they booed Attorney General Letitia James. She's got a nickname, Peekaboo. Letitia James during a recent ceremony. So these firefighters, they're in there fighting fires. They're in there doing all this dangerous work, saving children, okay? Might even, Letitia, Ms. James, Peekaboo, might even save your children someday. Or maybe not. But I think they're good enough guys that even your children will be safe. You, I don't know. But they're going to rescue people because that's their job. What did they do? They booed Letitia James. Why? Because she ran on a platform to attack a presidential candidate named Donald Trump, and she's carrying it out. Election interference at its finest. She is a very, very good interferer, if that's a noun. So, This about face comes after the New York Fire Department Chief John Hodgins initially issued a stern warning, vowing to hunt down and discipline any member caught on video engaging in what was deemed as unprofessional behavior. See, this is where the disconnect occurs, ladies and gentlemen. This cuck, C-U-C-K, why is he a cuck? Because he's cheating on the people, the men and the women in the fire department of New York. He's cheating on them and being cheated on by Letitia and her masters. How? Why? Maria, good to see you. How? He's wanting and vowing to hunt down firefighters. These are people, men and women, that go into the most dangerous places on earth. Infernos. On purpose. Okay? To save children, to save people. Purpose. Are you kidding me? They're going to be afraid of you, Hodgins? You filthy. They're going to be afraid of your hunt? You're going to hunt them down for booing Letitia Peekaboo James? They're going to be afraid of you? They're scared? They're going to pucker up? Who the hell do you think you are, Hodgins? And discipline. He's going to discipline these people. Well, he's backing off. Of course he's backing off. He's a coward. The initial stance by the Fire Department of New York leadership to chastise its own for merely exercising their free speech rights has been met with fierce backlash, as it should. You weak leaders. That is the plague of our nation, ladies and gentlemen. Weak leaders. Also, it falls on us too, because if we're not active, if we're not out there telling people, okay, what's real and what affects our families and what will sooner or later affect their family, well, they're going to be watching TV, brain dead. Armstrong Economics says Canada to incorporate social scores in banking. That communist stronghold of Canada is at it again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they are. Louis, good to see you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Canada is on the path to Gestapo whoredom. Yes, it's going to be really horrible for Canada. But again, they're run by the usual suspects, the same banking cartel that runs the United States privately owned Federal Reserve, pumps out without end. The Federal Reserve note runs Canada and its financial issues. Not to mention its political. It's just a sloppy, ugly place to live in right now. Beautiful as far as the landscape. And the people are good too. I know many Canadians. I love them. But the government, ugh. Anyway, proponents are framing this as a way for banks to easily share information and access user data. Oh, isn't that great? Your data is everywhere. The truth of the matter is that this is an opportunity to merge social standings with banking. Oh, what could go wrong? To provide government complete control over our finances. This is from Canada, so they're speaking in the term of our. So this is a banking person. This is bank speak. I'm going to speak in bank speak right now because I'm going to be reading from this Armstrong Economics article. So this woman, her name's Helen Child. So she treats us like children. It's about having that fairer, more inclusive, more open society. Where have you heard open society before? Can anyone say George Soros? Oscar, good to see you. Good to see you. Has anybody heard George Soros talk about open society? Well, isn't that his non-profit? The taxpayers fund? So this woman, this person, Helen Child, says it's about having that fairer, more inclusive, more open society. She is the founder of Open Banking Excellence. Ooh, it's open, all right, but not to regular people, and it certainly isn't excellent. So why is there a need for inclusivity and fairness in banking when it should come down to numbers? It drives financial inclusion, she says. It's democratizing data. Ladies and gentlemen, when a communist speaks of democracy, it's just mumbo jumbo. They don't really mean democracy. They mean their democracy. What does that mean? They are the ones at the table. You are not. You have no place. You will be given no place, and all you need to do is conform into misery and then extermination. Because their democracy is no democracy at all. So they use it as a buzzword. It's a throwdown for anything. Tate, good to see you. And Joe's on. All right. So Armstrong Economics says that Canada is going to do their social score banking. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the same criminals run banking here. They're going to want to do the same thing. Thank God our founding fathers were prescient enough to see these things coming, and we have a constitution. That's why we are still here. Otherwise, poof. The Hill. This article comes at you from The Hill. Say goodbye to AM radio. Why car makers are removing it from new models. Louis, you especially will not enjoy this. AM radio. Louis and I, we have a lot of, and I want to have Louis on the show one of these days, have many conversations on music, on radio, on many different topics that have to do with broadcasting in general. Now, AM radio, as you well know, has come with regular radios since, well, probably all of us were born. Well, they want to do away with that. So The Hill says BMW, Mazda, Volvo, Volkswagen, and Tesla, among others, have either already removed or plan to remove AM radio from at least some electric models. Not many of us, although I just called out Tate, and he does have take advantage of, if you will, electronic motoring. Marcos, good to see you. But most of us don't have these models. And why did they get rid of it? Apparently, it interferes somehow with the electricity or the frequencies or whatever of an electric vehicle. Ford is going even further, reports the Detroit Free Press, and ditching AM in all new cars, gas or electric. Okay, I have more on this AM issue, and then I have my comment. Car manufacturers typically cite electromagnetic interference as the reason for removing the radios from EVs. Okay? AM radio isn't a thing of what, but to many listeners, AM radio isn't a thing of the past. The Washington Post, I call it the Washington Compost, reports there are still over 4,000 U.S. AM radio stations that broadcast news, talk shows. If you're listening on audio, I'm winking at the camera when I say talk shows, sports, and more. This is a rational person ready to speak here, not me, of course. This is a tone-deaf display of a complete ignorance about what AM radio means to Americans. Michael Harrison, publisher of radio industry journal Talkers, told the Post, the Compost. There's also concern the move could hinder the delivery of emergency weather alerts. They could do that on FM too, Mike. The National Association of Broadcasters calls AM radio the backbone of the nation's emergency alert system, which it might be. And it also goes on to other things I won't mention, which is that AM has shorter or longer wavelengths. It goes further, and you can, or maybe that's opposite, but it does go further. And you can hear it better from a distance. But the real reason they want to get rid of AM, ladies and gents, is that comment I made with the wink. Talk shows. AM is the home of conservative talk radio. The late Rush Limbaugh being the greatest of them. They don't want you learning anything that has anything to do with conservative values because they don't want to conserve America. They want to destroy it. And every little bit of destruction, like AM radio, along the way is on the road. The yellow-red road. The yellow-red road. The red brick road. The red brick road. Red being communism. Jackie, how you doing? Jackie, I know you've listened to AM, okay? Jackie's only a little, she's my cousin, only a little bit older than me, Jackie. Just a little, not a lot. Anyway, she knows all about AM radio, which they're going to get rid of, by the way, if you just now joined, Jackie. They're going to get rid of AM in many new car models. This is from the Washington Examiner. Kamala Harris, or Kamala, however you prefer, faces critics' call to step down for the country's sake. Now, let's be clear. I hate using that term because politicians use it, but let's understand this correctly. So the Washington Examiner is highlighting a critic's call. So she's like an editorial author in let's see if it's here. Again, here's the Washington Post, right? So this woman, her name is Kathleen Parker, okay, is calling for the removal or the step down, because you got to be very careful about this stuff when you're talking about certain people. She's calling for the walk off, the step down of Kamala Harris. So the article says Vice President Kamala Harris is being called. Now, let's think about this a little deeper. And again, I'm going to do some translating. This is by Otter. I'm charging no one for this. So this comes through the Washington Examiner via the Post, the Washington Post. They're all in bed together, ladies and gentlemen. It's journalism at its worst, because that's who they are. So what they're really saying is they're seeding an idea. They are seeding an idea that the politicos, the political animals, if you will, are looking to get rid of Kamala Harris. Why? Well, there's many reasons. But this is their method. This is how they do things. They don't want to come out directly and say this, but they know that she's polling very, very poorly. So they know that the change has to be made. Now, they definitely want Joe Biden for now. They want him as their own candidate for the Democrat side. Okay. Now, the Republicans very much do not want Donald Trump, but it's too bad. Tough nuts, Republican scum. So what they're doing is they're trying to seed the idea that Kamala Harris needs to go. Okay. Now that we all understand this, and if you have a difference of opinion, please let me know. Jeannie, good to see you, Jeannie. Please let me know. Okay, this here is for everybody. It's an open forum. If you have a different opinion on this, let me know and why. And I would definitely consider it. But I think this is the way they seed their political ideas, is through the Mockingbird media, the place they own, the mainstream media. There's just no two ways about it. So Kathleen Parker of the Washington Post editorial board penned the opinion editorial published Friday. Parker wrote a similar recommendation to Sarah Palin, John McCain's presidential pick ahead of the 2008 election. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that a woman is telling women to step down? Wow, this is interesting. It gets deeper. This is why I propose, with all due respect, thank you for your respect, Kathleen, that Harris step away from the ticket. Please, Madam Vice President, do it for your country. Now, if anyone thinks that any of the editorial staff of the Washington Post cares about our country, well, then you just haven't read enough of their articles. The Kamala conundrum comes down to this. This is the article. This is the Examiner now. She was picked because she was black and female. This is the Washington Examiner, not the Bitcoin Otter. I may agree, but this is the Washington Examiner. A combo tantamount to job security, Parker wrote, but this will play into the Otter's theory on all this. Now that she has become a burden to the Democrat, they say Democratic, but the Democrat Party is not Democratic. Neither is the Republican Party. The Democrat Party is not Democratic. So I call it the Democrat Party. The Democrat ticket. Biden can't fire her. Oh, no, he can't. We all know this. It would be against social mores. He can't risk alienating his base. This is, again, the Washington Examiner. This is not the Bitcoin Otter. Full stop. Washington Examiner. The seriousness of this situation can't be overstated. Biden's diminishing faculties. This is the Washington Examiner talking about the diminishing faculties. Notwithstanding his relatively successful State of the Union address, that's definitely not me. You know I would never say that his State of the Union address was anything even near successful. And his increasing physical frailty, says the Washington Examiner, are concerning. Okay. So according to the Washington Examiner, the Washington Post editorial staff, who wrote that Kamala should step down for the country, is a very serious situation and it can't be overstated. Let me again translate. No, hey, good to see you. Tammy's on. And Big Kahuna the Bomb is watching. Awesome. We got a good crowd today. Again, please, comment if you will. Throw them out there. You disagree, I want to know. And I just need to know why. No insults. I just need to know why you disagree. Maybe you're right. I don't know. But where I'm going with this article is this. This undergirds, I like that, undergirds my theory. What is my theory? That they will be moving in at the last minute a ringer. Yes, we all know that Joe's not going to make it. They need Joe to be the candidate, okay, and just get rid of all the others because they need Joe, right? He's who he is for them, right? But everybody knows nobody wants to vote for Joe. Everybody knows they're not going to be able to cheat in the election the way that we all know and don't love cheating. So here's what's going to happen, according to me, not the Washington Examiner. This is my theory. Weigh in, if you will, on your own. I believe that at a certain late date, they will move in their candidate they want the most. And they're going to use the same verbiage for the country. Who's that candidate, you ask? Michelle Obama. Oh, Otter, she doesn't want to be in politics, Otter. You don't know anything about politics. In fact, she doesn't want to be in politics, and she said that vocally and publicly time and time again. Ladies, gentlemen, it's going to be for the country. And that's going to be the optics. She's going to come in swooping in, okay? They've already changed the date. They've already set back the DNC convention, okay? So you may have different opinions. You may not agree with me at all, but I believe that Kamala Harris, a black woman, she's not an African-American, by the way, but she is black. A black woman in today's day and age cannot just step down or be forced to step down. Kathleen, okay, who wants women to step down, including, Sarah Palin. Kathleen wants women to step down from politics. The problem is the optics. How can you ask a black woman to step down if you don't replace her with another black woman? I've thought about this stuff, guys, and I don't have a ton of. Matt says, "Don't you mean Mike?" I do. I do mean Big Mike. So what I'm getting at is, and weigh in on this, throw it up. Let me know. I don't think Joe's long for the candidacy or sanity, if it's even there still. I don't think Kamala's long because she's just there because of her melanin content. Unfortunately, that's what this world has come to. They're doing the opposite of the great advice that Martin Luther King gave us, which is to judge people by their character. That no longer occurs in woke theology. It is a religion. So that doesn't occur anymore. So because of what she looks like, she was given the job. Now everybody it doesn't matter who you look like, because everyone's learning. Because everybody has to go to the grocery store. Everybody has to go to the gas pump, except for you electric people. But your electricity comes from gas, petroleum. So the fact of the matter is, everybody's learning what the reality is. That the people who control these things want us under their thumb. They don't want us to get cheap food. In fact, they're destroying our farmers. Here's a little rabbit hole if you guys want to go down this. How many food processing plants have been destroyed in the United States in the last 3-4 years? You will be surprised. You will be aghast when you find out the truth. And you don't think you're going to be able to put it in Google and find truth. It's not going to happen. Wow. This show is just blazing by, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, we're on 97.7 FM, KCYP, The City, out of McAllen, Texas. We're on the 97 YouTube channel and the Bitcoin Otter Facebook, YouTube channels. Also, Christopher Ott Facebook. So Dave Chavez says, honestly, I don't think it's their plan. But if it is, they will take the election with that move. And you know, and I'm hitting the see more button here. And you know what? How I feel about why she shouldn't even be considered for the candidacy, but it would be a winning move. Now, I understand your position, Dave. So you're saying that, and I have other friends that say the same thing. If Michelle Obama enters, there's no hope for Trump. I understand that. Nicole says, I agree with you, Chris. What do you think are the odds for Trump if they get Michelle Obama? Okay, I'm going to combine these two because the answer is the same for both. So Louis says, boycott Tyson. Absolutely, Louis. Well said. And I'll get into this after I answer these first questions, or I'll just let you know why I think the way I think. So right now, and I'm not going to cover this, but if you've heard the Tony Bobulinski, and if you don't know Tony Bobulinski, Tony Bag of Donuts, if you will, he's now on Capitol Hill testifying against the Biden crime family. What's going on? Okay, so he's testifying saying that basically he was Hunter's business partner. He was his partner in crime, literally. So not only did he deal with Hunter, he dealt with Joe. So he's there talking to our so-called legislators, so-called leaders, okay? And he's telling them that he dealt with not only Hunter, but he's killing the whole canard of the people that say, oh, the president wasn't involved, it was just his son. No. Tony Bobulinski is there under oath telling people that I dealt with Joe Biden. They don't want to listen to him. AOC had a conniption. What crime? He says, well, RICO crimes, racketeering, money laundering, all that. He knows. He's testifying to this stuff. So how does that tie in? The Biden crime family, okay, and the Bush crime family is coming up too. The Bushes are some of the most evil people in the world. They're going to come into focus at some point. But this is why I'm telling you Michelle Obama will not win. And then, hence we know backdoor Barry's coming in and he's going to take everything in there. I know that. Okay. But the thing about what's going on with this, surprise change of batter that we've been warned about since 2020. You want to know more about that? Who warned us in 2020 that they were going to change the batter in 2024 election? BitcoinOtter.media@gmail.com. I'll give you all the details. Can't do it on Facebook. So the fact of the matter is the change of batter is going to happen. My theory that it's going to be Michelle Obama and how she's going to lose is this. Right now, the Biden crime family is in the focus. They're in focus. It's just, now it's not everywhere because, well, they own the mainstream media, the usual suspects. This focus, once she comes onto the political stage, will be taken off the Biden crime family and firmly affixed to the Obama crime family. The crimes, the heinous crimes that the Obama crime family, like the Bush crime family and the Biden crime family and the Clinton crime family, will become under the microscope in that time. You're going to say, Otter, they're not going to publish all that. Howie, good to see you. They won't publish that, Otter. They won't. No, of course not. Not in the New York Slimes, not in the Washington Compost, not in all those crappy outlets. However, it will come out. I don't know exactly how. We also have, and I haven't gotten into this in this show. I'm not going to get into it. I don't have it. I have the time right now. But there will be some form of communication breakdown. They're already talking about solar flares, and I haven't even talked about that eclipse that's coming up. That's going to be interesting too. We'll see what's happening around that. They're mobilizing National Guard. Wow, amazing. We live in interesting times. Say what you will about our times, but they're not boring. So this whole issue of Michelle Obama will not be a winning ticket, in my opinion. Dave, all due respect to your opinion, okay? And hopefully, Maria, I'm answering your question, or Nicole, I'm sorry, I'm answering your question, okay, about Michelle Obama. So what are her odds? Slim, in my opinion, again, because I think that focus is going to be laser-like on the Obama crime family just the way it's ramping up for the Biden crime family, forcing them to ditch Joe once he is the sole candidate. Once he's the sole nominee, they won't need any other, because it's going to be past the what do you call it? The Democrat conference, or DNC. So that is going to be, in my opinion, the reason why, because people are finally going to find out. How is that going to happen? I'm not sure. We've got so much stuff going to happen in 2024, ladies and gentlemen, that we do have to affix our seatbelts. Get ready. Hold on to that you-know-what handle, okay? Because it's going to be a wild ride. A wild, wild ride. Louis, you mentioned something very important, boycotting Tyson. I didn't have this prepared, but thank you, Louis. Tyson Foods, I believe it was 1,200 or more United States workers were laid off so that they could hire more than double. I don't know what the whole number is, but Tyson is going to, you're welcome, Nicole. Tyson is going to hire illegal aliens to replace their American workers. I'm not lying. This is not an exaggeration. It's in the crappy news too. You can see it. It's there. So if you want to boycott Titan, that's your choice. Tyson, that's your choice. Not Mike. Great guy is Mike Tyson. But Tyson Foods, not so much. So as we close out, I want to remind you, next week, everybody, Crazy Travels, Alex Cantu is coming in the studio for an interview. So again, he can get you the best deal you can get. And not that he charges. This is crazy, right? Crazy Travels. So if you wear a green uniform, or your family of mean green, okay, you're going to get his services free. Yes. Anyway, he'll tell you how to get the best hotel deals, how to get the best airfare, where to go on cruises that you get the best deal for. If you're not into a shoestring budget, you want to splurge, he's got all that info too. So if you got questions for him, send them. You can find him on Facebook, Crazy, Krazzy, Crazy Travels, or you can hit me up on Facebook. You can hit me up on bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com, and I will send those questions, those travel questions, to, it's going to be Alex Cantu. He's the owner of Crazy Travels, right? So I'll send them to Alex, and then he can work it up. Like right now, he's working on some pet-friendly travel tips. People who like to travel with their pets. So thank you, Raul. Glad to see you all here. I love it when we see the participation that we've had today. I know I don't often do this. I don't want this to be a sermon of any kind, but I do pray for all of you. I pray for the freedom of our country. I pray for the ability of us to keep doing this, keep interacting on this level. There are certain things, as you know, that I can't say on Facebook or YouTube, and I won't say them because I don't want Joe to get in trouble. He's the owner of this station, KCYP 97.7 out of McAllen, Texas. It's a real radio station, ladies and gentlemen. We're over the air. So I want everyone to know the truth to the best of my ability. That's why I always give out my email, because I'm willing to give you the truth as deep as you want to go and as far as I know. But I can't do it on Facebook, and I can't do it on YouTube. So we're going to stream on Rumble at some point or another. But the fact of the matter is, I want you to know as much as you need to know, and you are the only judge of that. I'm not like the mainstream media where they say, we're going to tell you all you need to know. No, what you need to know is what you need to know, and you're the determining factor, the arbiter of that. So you tell me what you need to know, and I'll help you out. So you need to prepare. We need to prepare ourselves and our families for this 2024 roller coaster. We're just about to, January, February, March, just about to finish the first quarter of 2024, and we've already had craziness. We haven't seen the cities burn yet. Thank God. We haven't seen all that. But if you remember 2016 and how much they hated Donald Trump then, ratchet that up exponentially and add panic in their case, in the usual suspects case. So they're desperate, ladies and gents. But don't be scared. Be prepared. Thank you very much for tuning in. God bless you all. And have a great week. We'll be back next week with Crazy Travels and answers on how to get a good vacation, how to enjoy your vacation more because you spend less and you get a better deal and you go to better places. So, God bless you. May you and your families prosper. In the name of Jesus, amen.
This is the Bitcoin Otter Radio Show.
Oh my God, I love you so much!
On 97.7